Antoine Lavoisier, depicted here in this classic painting by the French artist David, hangs in the Metropolitan Museum in New York, is widely regarded as the father of chemistry. He lived in the late 1700s, but he can also be regarded as the father of metabolism. Well, what is metabolism? Metabolism is the sum of all the reactions that are going on in our body all the time that take food, convert some of it into energy that is needed by all the cells in our body to stay alive, and also the reactions that store some of the components of food in our body as fat, as proteins. Metabolism, of course, is very important. It is a complex process, but basically it is like combustion. Our body uses food as fuel and burns it for energy. How do we know this? Well, this is when we go back to Lavoisier and his classic experiments. And this one, with a guinea pig. He made what today we would regard as a primitive calorimeter, a device, a container surrounded by ice, insulated, and a guinea pig would be put inside. And you could measure the amount of heat that was produced by the guinea pig by measuring the amount of ice that melted. And Lavoisier was able to show that respiration, that is the inhalation of oxygen, and the exhalation of carbon dioxide, is a combustion process, very similar to what happens when we burn wood or coal. So that's why he's regarded as the father of metabolism. But he went further than using just guinea pigs. He used human guinea pigs as well. In this classic portrait again, created by his wife, who is actually seen in the portrait. She is there drawing it. And Lavoisier designed a mask that would be fitted over a person so that the amount of carbon dioxide that he exhaled and the amount of oxygen he inhaled could be measured. And he showed that in a human, basically respiration was also a combustion process. Absolutely amazing. Well, today we have learned a lot more about that. Of course, science has progressed way beyond putting guinea pigs into simple calorimeters. And Dr. Hermann Ponzer at Duke University has kind of turned the world of metabolism upside down with some of his research. And this research is absolutely amazing because what he has shown is that energy expenditure in humans is not really a function of the amount of activity in which they engage. Now that sounds absolutely unbelievable. How did he do this? With a very modern, innovative technique that involves subjects drinking what we call double-labeled water. This is water that has deuterium instead of hydrogen in it and the isotope O18 instead of the usual O16 in it. You drink this, and the amount of carbon dioxide that is exhaled and the amount of water that is released in urine and sweat is also measured. Now, it turns out that the deuterium ends up only in water, but the O18 ends up in water and carbon dioxide, and from that one can calculate the amount of carbon dioxide that is exhaled. It's a complicated business, but it can be done. And he focused in on the Hadza people of northern Tanzania. Now, these are extremely active people. They're hunter and gatherers. They're walking miles and miles every day. One would think that they would be spending more energy than someone who is sitting in North America on a couch watching TV. It turns out that is not the case. Absolutely stunning. The overall energy expenditure during a day is almost identical among the Hadza and among sedentary people. How could this be? We've always said to burn energy, you have to exercise. That's the way to lose weight. Well, we have learned over the last few years that exercise actually doesn't lead to weight loss. And now we have an explanation from Ponzer's research. What happens is when the body needs more energy to sustain exercise, it readjusts its metabolism so that less energy is required to run the heart, the kidneys, the lungs, etc. So the body compensates for the energy that is expended by exercising, by using less energy elsewhere. And this is why we don't lose weight by exercising. Now, don't get the wrong idea here. It's not that we shouldn't be exercising. We should be exercising. It is the best thing that you can do. This is what leads to cardiovascular health. This is what protects people from disease. Exercise is great. We should be doing it at least 150 minutes every week, 5 days a week, 30 minutes, because this is what keeps you healthy. But this is not what causes weight loss. If you want to lose weight, what you have to think about is what you put into your mouth, not what you're doing on the treadmill. So we have come a long way from Lavoisier to Poncer, but now we understand metabolism. Exercise is great. It is not going to make you lose weight. So cut down on what goes in here and don't think about what you're expending on the treadmill.